I think we've had Miss Odom on the show, right?
Hmm?
I think we've had her on the show. So we'll be looking at the right one as you say good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's your Samsung commercial going to come, or your Sharper Image commercial?
I don't know. I need to find that out. I don't know. I didn't ask about that. Oh.
Is it flat there? That's good. All right. I don't know why I don't see it here, but you see it. Okay. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Good morning, Delray Beach. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Ryan.
How beautiful is our location today?
Yes, we are in the Seed. And we're on the Seed on a really exciting day because also Whole Foods is having its grand opening.
Yes.
Where did you have to park?
Well, I drove around 10 times, and then somebody else was kind enough to drive my car and go park it, because otherwise I would have been late to the show. It's crazy over here, guys. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
it's good. It's
a lot of excitement, and I got to see all of the new places that have opened up, such as the Seed,
Gorgeous.
and the ones coming,
Yep.
such as like BurgerFi or a new Poke place or a Pilates place. There's just so many different things opening up in this plaza.
It is, and it's a beautiful plaza, just like the architecture. I don't know, I'm really excited that all these things are here. I can't wait to try them probably next week.
Yeah.
Because the parking is a lot today. But if you're braver than me, there's a lot going on in this plaza today.
Yeah, and anyone that's probably in the Seed is going to park and walk to all these amenities. The fact that you can walk
perfect.
over to Target or walk
Yes.
this way over to the new Whole Foods and all these different places to eat. I think that's what's really special about where this co-working space is located.
Absolutely. Because you can, if you need a break, you can just walk, and there's 20-something things within walking distance that you can enjoy and then come back to work.
Yeah. So this is one of many exciting things happening in Delray. Probably the most exciting thing has been the cocoa craze.
Oh my goodness, how exciting.
Have you been following it?
I mean, a little bit here and there,
Yeah.
especially with Fashion Week this week. I've been a little busy, but it's just unbelievable.
It is. It's like every day I turn on ESPN and they're
There she
talking
is.
about cocoa. They're talking about a Delray Beach resident. But what was even cooler for me is that I don't, I've met Coco, but I don't really know Coco. But I know her grandmother, all right? And she's a legend in Delray Beach.
Yep.
And the Washington Post did the article about her recently, about, being the first student to integrate our schools in Delray Beach.
Amazing.
I mean, it just sends like chills.
Yeah, it
does.
does.
It's just absolutely incredible. We've had her on the show in the past. We'll have to have her come
Yeah,
back
we
on.
should. That'd be great.
And I know she's, so proud of her granddaughter. But that has
course.
really taken over Delray these last few
Yes.
weeks, and it's been really exciting.
Well, we're all so proud, and we have someone to root for, and someone to root for on a big platform.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it gets much bigger than the things she's doing.
No.
So it's very exciting, and we definitely need to have her grandmother on, because I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get to our first guest this morning. We have Terry Marks, the president of Seed Delray, with us today.
Get on away.
Hey, Terry.
So nice. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having
I think
us.
it's been quite a morning, hasn't it, with Whole Foods opening.
Yes, it's
Guys have
exciting.
activity.
Like the
All the lines were like down Linton Boulevard.
Yeah.
It's just a
Yes.
really great vibe going on, outside, and then you walk in here and you've totally got the
It's so
co-working energy the second you walk into this space.
Well, this particular space was an old bank building in the original design, so we have a lot of unique architectural features with the windows and natural light coming through. But Seed was kind of created and evolved around many years of development experience, and it's a new kind of way to work for solo entrepreneurs and small businesses to integrate and interact together. And so I've been coming down to Delray for the last 30 years, so I've got a special part of my life in Delray, and I've seen it evolve from a sleepy
Yes.
seaside village to a very vibrant young people's town now. So it's we felt there was a great need for a business like this to offer open seating, private offices, dedicated desks that are kind of evolving around the country. I guess
Yeah.
everybody's heard
sure.
about WeWork, so this is
Yep.
kind of more of a small downsize.
Right,
version.
right. And just as important as the interior is, which we're going to hear more about later on in the show, it's all about location.
Yes.
They talk about the co-working places being in a region where you can walk to things.
Yes.
Right, where you can take your meeting and turn it into coffee or even a beer
Exactly.
right down the street. So tell us about how you chose this location.
Well, this particular location was chosen because of Whole Foods was going to be the anchor tenant. This particular space was available. We would have preferred a much larger space because we think there's a much greater need for this type of product in Delray versus 6,000 square feet. We wish we had 10. But really I evaluated all the competition in Delray, and they're like little office buildings on little side streets, or they're in office buildings off of Congress and things like that. So being part of a dynamic specialty grocer shopping center with specialty tenants, it will attract those type of people to work here. We're going to have concierge services with a lot of the tenants where they can write their little lunch notes and have lunch delivered and work with Tide. We got dry cleaners, there's Pilates, we got Hand and Stone downstairs. So we have a lot of great new tenants. And
you definitely have a work-life play going on here now in the
lots of
shopping
parking,
center.
so you can park in the morning, work, go down and get whatever services you want, and come back and keep working.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
It's close to the interstate, which is great,
Yep.
close to the train station, so the convenience, we felt this particular location was AAA in Delray Beach.
And we probably should point that out. You say plenty of parking. Today is just a weird
Yes,
day.
it's a very weird day. This is not
Whole Foods
normal.
brings thousands of people right to the city for the opening. Right, it's a weird day. There is plenty of parking.
Which is what I was so shocked about when I got here this morning. I was like, oh, there's a lot of parking. I'll just zoom in. I should have come earlier if I realized all this, but there's in front, there's parking in back, there's parking, how many parking lots do you have here? A million.
Yeah, we've got.
How many spots do you know?
We've got ample parking. It's at least 5 per thousand. That's about 100,000 square foot. So we got close to over 500.
Wow.
What's nice about Seed is that we're at the far western side of the shopping center, so we have kind of our own integrated parking and tenants around. We have parking in the rear, parking in the side, parking in the front.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get in and out too,
Easy
because you
access.
have the street right
Exactly.
over here also.
Right.
And I know we have savvy viewers, but we've kind of just glanced over the co-working concept,
true.
right? Can you explain to our viewers a little bit more about what is co-working and why is it sweeping
That's a
our
good
country?
question.
It's a great question. Actually, 2 years ago when I was in here working on the Whole Foods site, I worked with the city, and they just finished a study on co-working and understanding why younger entrepreneurs are moving from the West Coast of California and Texas into Delray. And basically it's the green climate, and they want it, you have artists here, you've got younger people moving in. So the co-working space kind of offers a networking, which a lot of young, small companies starting out, whether they're in, like the tenants we've signed here, we've got some real estate people, insurance people, we have another insurance company, but they can kind of communicate and talk, and before you know it, they know somebody and their business grows from something else.
Absolutely.
So the networking and the open space environment really helps out. And it's like this little lounge area. We have created 2 of these soft lounge areas where you can come and do a little marketing. And
Yeah, I see that. You got a nice welcome sign here for us.
there you go.
Yes,
You
thank
guys so
you.
welcome.
You're welcome.
Because the culture is so important, right? So I'm
Yes.
sure you have associates that work here at the Seed and whose main job is just to ensure that vibe, that culture is here every single day.
Yes, actually we're very fortunate to partner up with Parkview Realty. It's a local commercial firm, and we have them as our leasing administration on a regular basis. So we're open from 8:30 in the morning until 5:30 in the afternoon. And some of the spaces, like in this larger space, they have access through a secured fob system where they can come work 24/7. So if you're traveling, you want to come back and work on Saturday, you have complete access to the space.
Well, that's great, especially as you know, some of the solo entrepreneurs that are out there, they still got that day job,
Yeah.
Exactly.
right?
That's right.
So
Right.
they're gonna come here at night until everything's off the ground, right?
Yeah, like example, yesterday I was here with Ricky, our leasing administrator, and we had a gentleman just walk in, just basically passing by. He had a presentation, I think, over at BMW, and he said, I need a quiet place. I didn't want to go to Starbucks. It's too noisy. And so I gave him a private office for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And he
perfect.
says, I'll see you next week. So he's coming back.
How much better is that than like trying to find a FedEx Kinko's with like
There
the
you go.
one
Yeah.
computer
Right.
or a library, right? Go
Exactly.
rushing into a library. It's so much better to have something like this for our visitors here in Delray Beach as well.
Absolutely. I wish this existed when I started my business. I was like trying to figure out where to go. I'd be at home and then like, oh, laundry. I mean, I probably would have progressed a little faster had something like this existed back then.
For sure.
So we offer a little bit of everything for everybody. So on one side of the hallway, we have what we call hot desks. We have 12 of those where people can come in and use them on a daily basis, like for $25 a day, and have all the services associated with that. We have copying, coffee, premium coffee, water.
And premium Wi-Fi here,
And
by the
premium
way.
Wi-Fi. We
Yeah.
upgraded it with Comcast to the highest level they could offer us. Then we have weekly and monthly rentals on that side, and then on this side we also there's more permanent office for dedicated, so that it's 6 months to a year to 2-3 years here. And then we also offer some private offices. So we have about 12 private offices upstairs. We have about 38 dedicated desks here. We have a nice large conference room that can be utilized for teleconferencing and things like that. We have a Zen room back there. We've got a phone room where you can have your little privacy. And,
Right.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's very neat space. A lot of natural light.
Exactly.
You know, which I think is great about this building. So, if anyone at home wants to find out more information about C. Delray, where would they go?
Well, they would go to info@workatc.com
Okay.
and give us your name and email, and we'll be back in touch with you, or just drop by and we'll give you a personal tour.
All right.
I'd
So
love
you
to
can
see you.
email them, call them, or just stop right in cdelray.com. Terry, thank you so much for
so
joining us on the show
Thank you.
and hosting us. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you for coming.
And I might
is
just stay
lovely.
the rest of the day. Is that okay?
I know, right?
Please do.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Terry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, you're right. When I started my business, which I literally was in the library,
Yeah.
right? Or you're at home,
Yeah.
right, on the couch with all the things that can disrupt you, right?
It's true. I mean, when I started, it was exactly that. I was in my house and trying to get myself organized. The dog wanted me, the lawn, you know, you think about all these things. So to have a space you can go, it's quiet, it has everything you need right in front of you, and convenient. I
Yes.
mean, you can get here pretty much anywhere in Delray within 10 minutes. you
Yes. So we talked a lot about the seed, but we also talked about this new development, right, and everything that it has to offer. So to learn more about that, we have Justin Latone, owner of S.J. Collins, that's going to join us now.
Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Nice to
Morning.
see you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having
Yes.
me here. It's a very exciting day for us with the shopping center opening and Whole Foods opening, and certainly having Terry here with the seed business. It's a great day for us here at S.J. Collins today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell us about the vision for this complex.
So when we were initially working with Whole Foods in identifying some locations here in town, we worked with a local property owner here. We're able to figure out the site that worked best for Whole Foods. Took quite a bit of time. These things, often do. And once we were able to get everything designed and site planned, we were off and running. So, but this is a multiple year process, and we couldn't be more excited to be here today.
All right. Give us a little peek behind the curtain. What does a Whole Foods look for when they're choosing their next location?
So they're looking for high demographics. They're looking for density. They're looking for daytime traffic of other businesses in the area. They're looking for visibility. And I think those are probably the highlights of what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody to provide parking. In a shopping center, they're looking for there to be other businesses. They're going to complement them, i.e., some of the restaurants here and service businesses that we have here. And they're also looking for unique businesses like Seed, which we're, again, very happy to have here with us at the project.
All right.
It's a beautiful plaza. I know I said it earlier when we got here, but it really is. And I know we keep talking about the parking today. Today's an anomaly. I mean, you have plenty of parking spaces, and even just driving by, all of us in town are like, when's it gonna open? When's it gonna open?
Right.
So you see the excitement happening. So I think, in my humble opinion, I think Whole Foods did an awesome job in picking the location with you because look what it's created here.
And repurposing this building. I was really curious about that and how that was going to come out. Tell us a little bit about S.J. Collins and how they choose to when to repurpose a building or when to build a new building.
So that's a great question. So interestingly, on this building specifically, I remember being down here probably 2.5, 3 years ago when we had identified the site for Whole Foods, and we knew what we were going to do as far as the 2 shops buildings with the new tenants, just to the east of here. We looked at this building and we were trying to figure out what we were going to do with it. And given its prominence to the road, if you recall, there were 2 drive-through lanes on this end of the building, and we looked at it and said, we could make this first floor all retail space. We ended up keeping Subway and Papa Giuseppe's as tenants here. And we put storefront glass all across the front, and we were able to turn what was otherwise really, I think, low energy type office space on the first floor and convert it to retail and to restaurants. So I think we did a pretty good job with that, and it sounds like appreciate your note about that.
Yeah, well, there's activity going on. Matter of fact, I think right under us is like a kickboxing class going on.
Right.
Yeah.
You made a point earlier about these co-working concepts, and we think that we're doing a lot of mixed-use projects, especially up in Atlanta, and we're seeing that they're looking for amenities. To your point, as something that the customers of the co-working concepts are looking for. So the ability to have a fitness center right downstairs and a restaurant two doors down, and hand in stone, you have a stressful day, you want to go down and get a massage.
Right.
So the ability to have all of those things are certainly attractions to somebody like Seed, but mainly because of their customers.
Yeah, I think this is really like the future of shopping centers, of what we're going to see, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to see, we have residential right behind you. So you already have the residential component, add in a work component like co-working, grocery store, work out, get a little food, get your laundry done. The Tide Cleaners, that's a really neat concept that you have here. That's I think that's kind of the future of what we're going to see with some of these shopping centers that have primarily been just shop, shop, shop.
Right.
I agree 100%. I think we're going to continue to do a lot of the service businesses, a lot of the restaurants will, I think, continue to be very important. And then, these types of uses that will bring people into a shopping center or mixed-use development and keep them there for a while, I think we're going to see more of.
It's like a little community within the community, right
exactly.
here.
right. So tell us about S.J. Collins.
So based just outside of Atlanta, we're a group of about 20 individuals. We do, I would say, specialty grocery-anchored shopping center development, and we really found ourselves about 2.5, 3 years ago translating our business into a little bit more of a mixed-use, larger-scale development that would be 30, 40,000 square feet of retail space, 100, 150,000 square feet of office space, hotels, some multifamily. So because we see that, things are kind of going a little bit more urban, and so that's really where we've started to, kind of direct our business a couple of years ago.
All right. Well, great.
So,
well, thank you for coming to Delray Beach.
absolutely. Well, thank you
and hopefully
having
you'll
us.
stay a while, stay through the weekend. We got a
Absolutely.
very exciting weekend. It's
have
Fashion
Fashion
Week.
Week.
Right.
Yeah.
Heard about that. Sounds
That's
exciting.
right. And then we got the Super Bowl right here in South Florida. So a lot of reasons to stay through the weekend. So thank you so much for joining
Absolutely.
us. We really
Thank you
appreciate
for having
you
me.
taking
Appreciate
the
it very
time.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Wow.
I like what you mentioned, that this is the future of shopping centers, because I think it's really accurate. I know we've talked about this off camera a little bit too, just what is happening with retail, what is trending, and I think this is what we can expect to see a lot more of.
It wasn't that long ago that you couldn't order something and have it delivered within 2 days.
Right.
Right, that's still
Yeah, it's
pretty
pretty new.
right? And it's
Yeah.
shaking up retail a little bit, but I love this pivot towards lifestyle, towards
Yes.
work, play, lifestyle. So, all right, well, next up, you've probably noticed the beautiful booth that we're sitting in, and once you get a shot of the entire space, you'll notice how really specific it is to like co-working, like that energy, that modern, that natural mix.
Yep.
Well, that is all Carrie Bolella
Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome.
Nice to see
Thanks for
you.
coming. Nice to
And you're
see
from
you.
Carrie Lee Designs?
Yes, Carrie
There
Lee
you go.
Designs.
Carrie Lee Designs,
It is
yes.
fabulous.
Well,
in
thank
here.
you.
It's professional but cozy.
Very
What was
sweet of
your
you.
inspiration for this space?
Well, we wanted to bring sort of a natural growth into the interiors and the brand and sort of have that translate into the finishes. So we wanted soft materials, green materials, even in the carpet, which I don't think you can see right now, but it has all like sort of a
gorgeous.
growth thing happening.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just really wanted it modern, chic, new, fresh. And this is what we came up with.
I think they nailed it.
Yeah, I think they nailed it
Thank
too.
you so much. That's so sweet. I appreciate
Inspired
that.
by the name Seed.
Yes.
And I think we're all looking for that contemporary vibe in our interior co-working spaces, but it tends to be sterile.
Yes, we wanted it to be warm
Right?
and
Yes.
comfortable and inviting and have people come here and actually be able to want to sit for a while or stay for a week, a month, whatever it is. But you have your little breakout areas, you have your solo areas, you can go into the Zen room and take a break for a minute from everybody. So we just wanted a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, tell us about the thing that you're proud of in this space. What's something you really worked on that you're like, man, I'm glad I was able to bring this to the Seed?
Well, when you come here, you have to go into the large conference room. I'm
It's
loving
so
the
cool.
wood wall. That sort
Yes.
of was like, we have to do this, we have to bring this warmth, and it has an acoustical property to it too. So when you're in there, it sort of absorbs the sound. And with the glass and everything, it's sort of a juxtaposition between really modern and then natural. So I'm really happy with that.
I got to tell you, I took a picture of that wall.
Yeah.
And sent
One
it to
in
my
your house?
wife. I was like, this is cool.
Well, we can do it in your house.
Yeah?
If you-
All right.
If you would like, yeah, of course.
Gorgeous.
Well, good. So, Carrie Lee Designs, what else aside from co-working spaces like this do you guys work on?
We do mostly commercial, some residential. We have multifamily development projects going up. So, you see apartments going up everywhere. We're doing a lot of the amenities for those. Then we're working on some medical, some other office spaces, and just a variety all over South Florida. We're doing a project in Denver right now.
Wow.
So we're all over the place, and we just love what we do. So,
Yeah.
And I hope everybody enjoys the space when they come in.
I don't know how they couldn't. If they don't enjoy this is on them, not you. Because this
I'm
is
with you on that.
gorgeous.
We'll
This is
just
a
go with that.
beautiful space.
Not my problem. No, just
No,
kidding.
seriously though.
No, I hope everybody loves it when they come
will.
in. Yes.
Is that the same attitude you have with anything that you design as far as like your apparel?
Yeah, I mean, I
it's-
think you have
it's
your
not on
vision.
you, it's on
Well, yeah,
them.
it's on us to do the best that we can when
Of
creating a
course, yeah.
product,
Yeah.
and you hope that you plan based on the customer in mind.
Absolutely.
And you put a lot of thought and work into it, and then at the end of the day, once it's out of your hands, it's no longer in your control. So you hope everybody loves it and
Yeah.
feels how you're trying to make them feel. But you can't control how everyone feels.
It's like a baby. You put it all up and you make it
Exactly.
grow up, and then you put it out there
Yes.
and you go, I hope everybody loves you.
Yes. And you're
So,
like,
yeah.
please love my baby.
So we're very happy with it. I hope everybody else is.
Yes,
All right, well,
absolutely.
great. Well, if anybody at home wanted to see more of your work, where would they go?
You can go to cldesignsinc.com. Feel free to email me, Carrie at clddesigns.com. And we'll be happy to get in touch with you if you need a space. So
Thank
Great.
you so much.
thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much.
cldesignsinc.com, and we'll also post that link as well. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining
Have
us.
a great day.
You too.
Ooh, we're getting
Oh,
our,
we
our
have a
famous notes. We're
Famous
getting our
notes. Special guest. We have a special guest on the show today. We've already had a lot of special guests, but
know.
Jan Vandervoort, store team leader of Whole Foods. I just got to listen to her speak a moment ago, and now I get to talk to her right here on
How did
Delray
you
Morning
escape
Live.
is the real question. Hi, welcome. Nice to see
Hey,
you.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Yes, this is a good surprise. Yeah,
It is.
yeah. So I'm sure we only have you for a few minutes.
Yeah. There's
They're looking for her
1,200 people
now.
in the store.
They're
Yes,
looking
yes.
for her.
All right.
I turned everything off and came over here. And then I got a new microphone when I got here.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Very nice.
then I want to jump into this, and I was talking to Amanda a little bit about it before the show. It seems like you have a very unique story, which I only got like a glimpse of this morning. Can you share that with everybody here?
Sure. I got out of college. I was in North Carolina, UNC Chapel Hill, and I was looking for a job. But I thought, somebody said Whole Foods Market is hiring. I thought, you know what, I'll go over there and get a job just to pay the rent. Didn't plan on staying. And then 25 years later, I'm here.
Wow.
So I've been up and down the East Coast. I've worked in Charlottesville, Raleigh, Durham, Boca, Aventura, Wellington, regional office, and now this is my final stop. I live in Delray. I've lived in Delray since 2005.
All right.
And I asked my regional president, Juan Nunez, when I moved here, when will you build me a store in Delray? And he said, I'll get right on it.
Oh, wow.
15 years later, here we are. Yep, here we are. So I'm very excited to be in Delray. Very excited.
And clearly the whole town is excited that you're here.
Yes. Like I
They're
said,
all there. Everyone's there.
There's 1,200 people in the store right now.
Yes.
Yes.
What
it's
is
crazy.
capacity for your store? About 1,200?
I don't know. I can still fit
I'm
more
just
people
kidding.
in
I'm
there.
just kidding. You
I
guys can still keep coming. Keep on coming. There's room
still
for you.
plenty of room.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was in the store this morning and I'm walking around, I'm bumping into people because I just keep, my attention keeps going to these little Delray call-outs, right? Whether it says Delray Market, right on the wall, or whether it's our buddies at FroPro and their little story and a picture of them,
really?
yes, and all of their products.
Oh, that's
They made
cool.
so all of our local suppliers made a specific product for us.
I love that.
The brewery over on Atlantic,
Saltwater.
Thank you, Saltwater, did a beer for us. FroPro did a bar for us. Norman Love did a chocolate bar for us. So we had, you'll see Delray all over the store. We've got these wonderful mugs. For Delray, it's the cooler that keeps your wine cold when you're outside.
Okay.
Ooh, we need those
nice
at
ones,
Delray.
you know,
we need those
wine,
here.
your cocktails.
Yes.
And everything in the whole body department right now, which those cups are at 25% off.
Wow.
For a week, this week only. 25%
right.
off everything in the whole body department.
And speaking of this week only, for the next 5 days, you have selected 5 nonprofits right here in Delray Beach, and each day you're going to be donating a percentage of your sales to each one of them.
amazing.
Correct?
Yep. So for the next 5 days, 1% of our gross sales will go to 5 local charities. We've got, today is the Children's Garden Center. And if you have not talked to the people that run that, it's unbelievable. It's Jeannie? Yep. Fernworth. Yeah, amazing people.
Oh, yes, they are.
We have Cross
Ministries.
We have Jacobson Family Food Bank.
Yep.
Then we have the Milagro Center. And the last one is
Healthier Delray.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
You didn't even need me here today. You guys are doing great.
We need you to come have a Zen moment here.
Oh my
at
gosh.
the
I was like,
Delray.
just getting through the parking lot. I'm like, I hope I get there safely. It was
Well,
fantastic.
we definitely will have you back on the show.
Yes.
Great.
Maybe in a few weeks
Once
we
this
can
comes
learn
out.
more about Whole
Oh, I would
Foods,
love it.
how you make these connections with the local
Sure.
businesses. We'll learn more about why you chose Delray, where you're going to live, where you're going to stay, which I think is fantastic. But for this week, the next 5 days, go shop at Whole Foods
Absolutely.
and help a nonprofit. I will say one of them grabbed me on the way out and said, "Hey, Ryan, I got Saturday before Super Bowl Sunday."
Oh, that was
They were pretty stoked. I won't say
smart.
which one, but they were pretty happy
That's a good
about
one.
that. They were pretty happy. So
That's a good one.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
jumping over here.
Thank you for letting me come over and say hi. I appreciate
This is
it.
great.
We'll be
Thanks.
seeing a lot of you over there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, it was really neat. They had music playing at a radio station there. They were playing music. I'm like, look at this line to get in, but it really
Yeah.
wasn't like a line because
It's a party, it sounds like.
It was like
It's
a
a
party.
party.
Everyone was having a party outside, trying fresh juices and fresh coffee and listening to music, all waiting for those doors to open. And they don't do a ribbon cutting at Whole Foods.
That's what I heard, which is so interesting.
Yes, instead they break bread.
That's so cool.
So they had this huge loaf of bread, which I heard was like 30, 40 pounds, and they lift it up, and everyone grabs a piece of it, and they break
So
it.
they
And
literally break bread.
They
'Cause I kept hearing
literally
people say,
break
"Oh,
bread.
you have to be there for the bread breaking," and I thought it was just, like figurative. And you're like, "Oh
Yes.
yeah, we're gonna break bread and open the store." They actually break
they
bread.
actually break
Very
bread.
cool.
Yes. The chamber brought their scissors. I don't know if they got any
Cut the
use.
bread with the scissors. I don't know. Well, we have to also mention, like we've briefly mentioned, that it is Delray Fashion Week, and I know we had them on last week, and I mean, some of the shows are already sold out. The luncheon, you can't get a ticket. Sorry. Maybe someone could sit outside, like at a sporting event, and start selling their ticket.
Right.
But there are still tickets available. Tonight is the first night outside of the
Yes.
Colony. The Best of the Best show. It's Studio 54 themed. Of course, I will be dressed appropriately for
Right.
that because
And what
costumes.
and what does appropriately dressed for that mean?
Oh, well,
idea.
flares or fringe or metallics. I'm going to have a combination of all of them. But yeah, and there's a disco party at the end. So the models will come off the runway and have a disco right there on the street, Atlantic Avenue. And then tomorrow it's at the Cornell Museum. And that show, there is still availability. I know a lot of people were wondering what this show is. It's a new one that was added this year. Especially with the fashion exhibit, it all tied in nicely to Fashion Week, and you'll get to meet the local designers who are presenting. You get to have a fashion show, of course, and then there's drinks and some snacks, and you get to see the museum exhibit. There's Andy Warhol there. I mean, it's a pretty fabulous exhibit, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. It really is. It's all of the artists in there. I mean, when I walked in, I was blown away. So you get to have a whole night of fashion and fun, and then if you're lucky enough to have gotten a ticket to the luncheon on Friday, and then there's also some festivities related to the Super Bowl Friday night in Old School Square.
So I noticed the second it goes from fashion to sports a little bit,
it's a little
there's a disconnect with you. You start to disconnect a little bit on the details.
I was like sports, sports. There's football. I don't know.
So there's a
something with
huge
that.
pep rally Friday night.
Talk about sports.
Yes.
I don't know about the sport things.
See, that's when I come in, right? That's when I come in. The pep rally to kick off Super Bowl weekend, right? And we have fashion, we have sports coming together. There's NFL stars coming out. And also, we have a tractor trailer with a giant screen inside of it because we're an official Super Bowl watch party. And that screen will be coming out on Friday and staying all through the weekend. And then on Sunday, you can come downtown to Old School Square Park and watch the Super Bowl.
And there's something for everyone during Fashion Week. I know you say I zone out during sports. It's true. I'm not even going to pretend like I don't. But there is something. So if you're a sports fan, you can come for that. There's going to be models walking around Friday night in swimwear and activewear. There's something for the whole family, which I think is what we do so well here in Delray. We try to think of everybody.
And all for a good cause.
Exactly. All for the Achievement Center.
All right. So.
Final concert. Oh, and the final concert of the season.
Oh, yeah. All right. So. We're in this space, we're interrupting the workday a little bit, so it kind of makes sense to bring on some of the companies that are actually working in this space. We have Sarah Mucha from M Telehealth.
That is correct.
And Bernadine Jones, Contract to Close Solutions.
Hi.
Welcome.
How are you? Very good to meet you.
Hi, welcome. Good to meet you. We gotta
Yes.
snuggle in this cozy little alcove. I love it.
All right, so tell us a little bit about each one of your businesses, and then we'll talk about why you selected the seed.
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Sarah Mucha. I work at M Telehealth, and we're actually a distributor of medical devices. So we offer remote patient monitoring, such as for chronic conditions whenever they're leaving the hospital, going home to prevent readmissions, keeping them home and keeping them safe. And then also we offer virtual exam solutions. So whether a physician's 5 miles away or 500 miles away, they actually can provide a live exam with their patients, be it there or from their office, from the beach, wherever they decide to choose. So that's what we do, and love the space.
Great.
Hi, I'm Bernadine Jones. I'm the owner of Contract to Close Solutions. We are real estate transaction coordinators. We help real estate agents all through Palm Beach, Broward, with all of their organization, keeping them out in the field, getting listings and buyers, and we're in the behind the scenes doing all the paperwork. So we're behind the computer all day. And I kind of been stalking this place for a few months. I live right down the street, so of course it's no commute for me. So I had been, as soon as I saw the sign go up, of course I'm on the internet, and I followed them on Instagram, and I was here like the first day they opened. So, and it's beautiful. And
so we're living right down the street. This plaza is a game changer for you.
Oh gosh, I've been waiting. I have been waiting patiently. So I'm super excited about it.
All right. Well, tell us about co-working. Tell us about how your business aligns with the whole co-working concept.
So our business is actually in the cloud. We actually started our business and it's cloud-based, and we actually went from another area, and we were working in a building sold. We loved it, but you know, that's real estate.
She's like,
and so we actually worked from home for a little while, but I love my dog. I have a dog, and my boss has a 5-year-old. So naturally we were looking for a new office space, and when this popped up, I mean, we love the location. It's so convenient. I live in Lake Worth, so it's right off 95. My boss is right here in Delray Beach, so it's fantastic for him. And the space is so beautiful. I mean, it's open. It's just, it's truly a beautiful space. So whenever we actually toured it, I mean, I loved it. So got the boss to come down, check it out, and here we are. And we actually have a dedicated office, but It's actually really convenient because they have the open spaces where anyone can come in and work. And then we also have our offices on the other side. So it's perfect for us.
All right, great.
What was I going to say? I was working from home as well, and like her, I have animals and little distractions, but it also gets kind of lonely at home. So I was like, I wanted to be back out in the public with humans, not just my dogs and cats. So this was perfect for that because I can come out and be around others and work from there, but I do have a dedicated office as well. So I do have my privacy still, but I can still come out and set my laptop up and hang out, meet new people, and just not be alone in my office. Exactly. Be around humans instead of animals.
That's a great point. So if you have one of the dedicated offices, doesn't mean you got to stay in there in a co-working space, right?
Exactly.
You can come right out here and work in a space like this, get to know people. I know we've talked so much about the space and about the plaza, but it's really about the people, about the community.
Absolutely.
And you work in a similar space, an art incubator.
Yeah, and I mean, and I love it. And I had a big warehouse in the middle of nowhere, and the space size-wise was great, and it was lonely. And on days when the girls from my team were somewhere else and it was just me in there, and I was like, oh, but it's really quiet. So now, being in the arts warehouse, there's so many artists. It's like you got an activity, and I've met so many people, and you get your brain working just from talking about different ideas. You're like, oh, I'm stuck. Hey, what do you think about this idea?
Absolutely.
And you can have these like sounding boards of your neighbors, which you don't get when you're in an office by yourself. Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And it seems like in these co-working places, you guys really form a real connection and a real network. Not the type of networking that we're used to. We're all handing out business cards, right? But you naturally will walk a client that has a need, maybe a real estate need, over to one of your partners in the co-working spaces.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or you're buying property and you're like, oh, I know the person who's going to look after me, and you feel comfortable with those connections and referring them because these are people you know, instead of just like, oh, I found this card one time at this thing. But
feels like a club.
Yes.
Feels like a membership, like a club,
it's
right?
True.
And remember, cdelray.com if you want to join that club and be part of this community. They still have spots available. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much.
And if anyone wants to learn more about either of your companies, where would they go online?
For me, it's www.contracttocloseSolutions.com.
And for us, it's mtelehealth.com.
.com. All right. And we'll post those links as well. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. We'll just shift back over a little bit.
So not only are we interrupting the day by just shooting this entire show here, but then we're like, hey, can you come on the show?
Yeah, we're like, stop working, stop what you're doing.
But everyone
come
has been so great here, and
it's a lovely group of people.
Yes, and the energy is great as well. So we do have some important announcements. Tomorrow is the installation lunch at the chamber, right? They're going to be hosting it at the golf club, and it is a red carpet luncheon. That's the theme this year. Or they'll be installing their new chairman. Yes.
Super exciting. And we already talked about Fashion Week, but we will say it one more time. Fashion Week kicks off tonight in front of the Colony.
That's right.
At
And
7.
so there are maybe a few tickets left tonight, but that's just for a seat.
Yes.
It is open for everybody to come out in front of the Colony, free for anybody. Just if you want one of those premium seats, you do have to pay, and of course that all goes back to the Achievement Center. And then we have the Super Bowl events start Friday night, go all the way through the weekend, and the finale is the actual Super Bowl, which you can watch in downtown Delray Beach on a giant screen. No, not on a tractor.
Trailer.
A tractor trailer screen. Yes,
I said trailer quietly. I like it on a tractor. That's going to be a new business.
Yes.
I'm just going to drive a
see
tractor
that.
with a TV through town.
Yeah.
People have golf carts.
Yes, in the next parade, at St. Patrick's Day parade, look for Amanda
on a tractor. If
on
you
a
have a tractor, though, you have to call me because I don't know where you find a tractor. So.
Yes.
There's that.
So thank you so much for joining us in The Seed, and thank you to our sponsors, the Capital One Cafe, The Seed, and of course, we have to mention Brawl Studio.
Yeah, Studio Brawl.
Studio Brawl.
Studio Brawl. He's tired. He's thinking about all the Super Bowl sports. But yeah, and I'm sure you're going to notice our show is a little elevated today, and it is all thanks to Studio Brawl.
Yes.
We're excited. So have a fabulous, busy week, and we will see you next week.
Remember last time I just left you?
You what?